Come in, Q. It's Bond. Yeah, I need something that can be used as a sniper rifle and also possibly take out enemy helicopters as needed. Yeah, I'm in Russia. No, we got the Lecter machine, but I'm on the run. What do you mean check my attaché case? Alright, thanks. Bond out. Check my attaché case. The hell is this thing? What am I supposed to do with this thing? How is this supposed to be a sniper rifle and help me with aircraft? No, seriously, go watch From Russia with Love. This is the gun. This is the gun they use as a sniper rifle, and then they take out helicopters with it. Seriously, go watch the movie again if you don't believe me. Alright, so today we're looking at the Henry AR-7 US Survival Rifle. And of course, before I get into any in-depth review, I'll answer everybody's most burning question that I get asked every single time someone sees this gun. Does it float? Alright, so here we are at the state-of-the-art Firearms Flotation Test Facility, also known as a bathtub filled with water, plugged up with an ammo can, and let's see if it floats. Alright, here's the gun, sealed up, and drop it in. And it's floating. It doesn't float the best, but if I push the gun down to the bottom and let it go back up, it floats. So, it does float. Alright, so now that we got that burning question out of the way, let's take a look at the gun itself. So, the gun itself only weighs about 3.5 pounds, and it was originally designed in 1959 and used by the U.S. Air Force as kind of a bug-out rifle, a survival rifle, hence the name survival rifle. It was kind of designed as a small game gun, something that, you know, say they had to eject and they were stuck behind enemy lines or whatever would happen. They had a small gun, something lightweight enough they could fit in a plane, but able to take out small game, something they could find as a food source, you know, or if absolutely necessary, take out a soldier or something, get a better gun, whatever might happen. You know, it was kind of an all-around, hey, here's your gun. So, let's take a look at it and see why it's so light. And you pop off the butt cap, just a rubber butt cap. First, we'll pull out the barrel. Now, the barrel itself, the Henry version is steel barrel with an ABS sleeve and extremely lightweight barrel. And the receiver, the Henry receiver, this is also, everything on this gun is built to be lightweight, just a simple design. Henry took the design, and when they took it over, they started adding a rail on the top. Before, to get a rail, you had to have a weird side plate thing that clamped on and kind of came over top of the receiver, and it was neat and clunky all at the same time, if that makes sense. So they remedied that by making it you could have a rail on the top to mount a scope or something for small game hunting or whatever you might be using the gun for. Now, the one downside of putting any type of scope on it is you can no longer put it back in the buttstock. So, you know, kind of a odd thing there, but whatever. So, to put the gun together, and I'm going to start out by putting the barrel in. All you do is slide the barrel into the notch. There's a notch at the top of the barrel and at the top of the receiver. Screw it in place, and you only want to hand tighten these. You don't want to sit there and wrench down on them because you will ruin the gun. Make sure they're snug though. That's definitely something you don't want to forget. So, sights on the gun are very rudimentary. They're just peep sights, but they work. So, I don't know if we can get a sight picture there. One of the downsides is, at least for my taste, the front notch, the front blade, is kind of fat for my taste, making longer range accuracy a little bit more difficult, and I'll get into that later. But obviously they had to make it a decent thickness, because with it being unshrouded, if it was super thin, it would probably break. So you do have two different adjustments on the peep sight: big and large, big and small. So, and then for the final part of putting the gun together, now there are magazines in the buttstock. You get 2 of them. Put the buttstock back on, and then all you do is slide the receiver into the buttstock and just tighten this nut down. And once again, you want to hand tight it snug. You do not want to sit there and wrench on it. All you need to do is make it snug, like so, and there you go. The gun is together, and you can slide your magazine in, run the slide, and you're good. Or run the bolt, I should say. So, that's the gun put together. Some of the downsides of this is it's designed to be lightweight. It's designed for small game hunting. At 25 yards, it's good and accurate. At 50 yards, it's fairly accurate. And pretty much at 100 yards, you've tapped out the gun. This is not designed to be a long-range gun. It's not designed to be a long-range target gun. If you're looking for something like that, I would highly recommend Ruger 1022. That's great at all those things, but this gun is not. This gun is designed for medium to close range, you know, in a survival situation, something where, you know, you're small game hunting. It's a great backpack gun, and it can be a great plinking gun. I would not recommend putting thousands and thousands of rounds through these, you know. I'm not saying it won't take it, but obviously with everything built to be lightweight, you know, you might wear out parts, given, you know, the nature of the gun. As far as ammunition, I have found, like most 22s, this one's kind of picky. I found that the federal copper stuff with the copper coating on it seems to work best in this gun. It does not like Thunderbolt, the Remington Thunderbolt, at all, and it doesn't seem to really like any of the just plain lead rounds. Now every gun's different, so mileage may vary, but it's definitely, if you're planning on backpacking the gun, I would definitely test out a couple 22 ammos just to see what the gun likes the most. You know, because once you find the ammunition it likes, the gun is extremely reliable. You know, for as light as it is, if it's running good ammo, you're not going to have many issues with it. If you're running bad ammo, I mean, I tested it with Thunderbolts, and you would get a jam pretty much every single round. It just did not like it for whatever reason. So the gun is definitely a fun little thing. It's great for plinking, and it's great for, you know, say you're trying to show a kid how to shoot. It's a great gun for that because of its simplicity and because of its lightweight. You know, obviously, depending upon what age you start your kids at shooting, I always say the younger the better. Alright, and through the power of editing, the gun has somehow become disassembled, oiled, cleaned, and ready to go back away. But there was a couple extra things I wanted to add. One of which was I wanted to talk about the trigger. Now, the trigger on this thing is okay, but not great. Online they rated it at about a 7-pound trigger. I can definitely confirm that it's right around there. I haven't actually tested it, but it feels about right, you know, if that makes sense. So it's a fairly clean break. It's not so much a mushy trigger, it's just not anywhere near something match grade. So very usable, very serviceable trigger, and about what you would expect on a survival rifle. I mean, and that's kind of the takeaway of this gun is, you know, I'm sure I've made a couple excuses for, you know, different features of the gun, why they're the way they are, but at the end of the day, it's a survival rifle. If you're looking for a gun that you can throw in a backpack and it's not going to take up a lot of room, and it's not going to have, you're not going to have to worry about the elements getting to it, you're not going to get much better than this, especially for the price range. I mean, the whole thing fits into the stock, which floats. Your stainless steel barrel has, you know, the ABS coating on it. Your receiver is Teflon coated to help prevent moisture getting to it. You know, and the whole thing only weighs 3.5 pounds. So if you're looking for a backpack gun, something just to be able to toss in a bag and go, I really can't think of many other guns out there that would be as good as something like this. Now, as far as being able to take down enemy aircraft, you know, helicopters and stuff as they circle you, or use it as a sniper rifle, I'm really not quite sure it would be suited for that, but hey, who knows? So, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and have a good night.